wasn't until she was driven out of the villa by her mother, every bank card under her name completely frozen, and forced to scrape by as a cleaner that this once pampered young heiress finally felt a twinge of regret. Tears streamed down her face, yet it was already far too late. Not long before this, her mother had spared no expense, shelling out $40 million to throw her an extravagant wedding. But no one could have imagined that at her highly anticipated wedding, she'd publicly thank her father's mistress for her years of companionship, claiming time and again that this woman had given her the warmth she'd been missing. She recklessly slandered the mother who'd raised her, calling her cold-hearted, obsessed only with work, saying she'd never once sat down for a proper meal with her growing up, and bluntly stating she wanted nothing to do with her mother's money reeking of materialism. These ruthless, cutting words shattered the last shred of softness in her mother's heart. Overcome with rage, her mother immediately froze all her assets, removed her entirely from the family company, and cut off every safety net she had. Right then, property staff showed up to evict her. As she watched herself being driven out of the villa she'd grown up in, she still showed no remorse. Instead, she secretly resented her mother for being too cruel and unreasonable. Her husband, standing beside her, flew into a furious rage the second he saw this. He snapped sharply, "I warned you time and time again to keep mother happy, but you refused to listen. Now you've ended up like this, and no one can save you." With nowhere left to turn, the woman had no choice but to turn to her father's mistress, who'd always been gentle and kind to her. In her mind, this soft-spoken woman was far more reliable than her strict birth mother. She was certain this woman would help her pull through and find a way out. But reality hit her hard like a slap in the face. The mistress only served her a simple plain meal, urging her coldly to go out and find a job to support herself as soon as possible. None of her usual warmth remained. It was at this moment that she suddenly woke up. All that gentle companionship had been nothing but a facade. From start to finish, this woman had only cared about her identity as a wealthy heiress, the fortune and status her mother had given her. Completely out of options, she had no choice but to humble herself and beg her mother for forgiveness, desperately hoping her mother would soften up, let her return to the company, and restore her old life. But her mother, who'd seen through countless people, instantly spotted her insincere intentions. In cold, sharp words, she stripped away her pretense. "You don't know you're wrong. You just don't have any money to spend." Having her true motives exposed in plain sight, the woman lost all face. She flew into a fit of rage, blurting out recklessly that she would never care for her mother in old age or see her off in death. Her mother paid no heed to this. She turned, left the company, and headed straight for the hospital. Her heart broken, she no longer held any hope for her stubborn daughter. She decided to start over and have another child of her own. On the other hand, the woman stumbled back to the mistress's place. When she told everyone she'd failed to win her mother's forgiveness and lost all her support, the group of people who'd always treated her kindly instantly dropped their masks. They flew into a violent outburst, treating her with extreme hostility.